Oh good, you made it through divine rivals without sobbing yourself into a dehydration coma? Congrats! Now buckle up, Buttercup, because Ruthless Vows is here to make sure that the little fragments of your heart that remained intact after Book 1 are thoroughly pulverized. And yes, in case you were wondering, the emotional trauma does intensify. Let's recap. We ended Divine Rivals with Iris, our soft-hearted war correspondent with the spine of steel, absolutely shattered. Why? Oh, just the small matter of Roman, the man she loves, being presumed dead, when in reality he's been memory wiped by a literal war god and is now working for the enemy. Cute. The book picks up right where we left off, with Iris diving deeper into the war effort, clinging to her journalism like it's the only thing keeping her upright. And honestly, it might be. She's reporting from the front lines, which is a super healthy environment for someone who's actively grieving and repressing every emotion possible. But don't worry, she's got her snark, a typewriter, and the burning desire to expose the horrors of the war, classic coping mechanisms. Meanwhile, Roman is living his best amnesia life under Dacre's thumb, because if there's anything worse than being kidnapped by a ruthless immortal warlord, it's being brainwashed into thinking he's your benevolent savior. He's given a new identity, complete with a polished propaganda persona and a talent for delivering soul-sucking lies with a smile. You know, the usual post-death glow-up. And let's talk about Dacre's Olympic-level manipulation skills for a hot minute. This guy doesn't just brainwash Roman, he gaslights him into loyalty with the precision of a toxic ex who's read too many psychology textbooks. He feeds Roman curated half-truths, rewrites his memories with divine flair, and tosses in just enough praise to keep him craving approval like it's a drug. Dacre wraps Roman in this faux sense of purpose, making him believe he's fighting for peace, not tyranny, and because Roman's memory has been wiped cleaner than a politician's search history, he buys it, at least for a while. It's not until the cracks start forming, when Roman begins questioning the morality of his actions and sensing the emptiness behind Dacre's words, that he starts clawing his way out of the beautifully constructed lie he's been living. Let's pause for a second to appreciate the fact that Roman has absolutely no memory of Iris. Zip, zero, nada. Which means all those gut-wrenching, ink-stained letters he once wrote her, yeah, gone. And if you thought that wasn't going to come back and slap us across the face at some point, just wait. Now, let's talk about Iris again, because our girl is on a war path. Not a violent one, no. This is emotional war. She's writing the hell out of her articles, trying to expose the Empire's lies, and working with Addie and Marisol to figure out what exactly Dacre is planning. Spoiler? It's nothing good. Dacre's got his claws in everything, and there's a very unsettling sense that the world is spiraling toward destruction faster than anyone can type help. As Iris continues her reporting, she gets stationed even closer to the front, and then, just when you think maybe, just maybe, she might catch a break, she sees him, Roman, in the flesh, alive, and very much on Team Evil, and because this is Ruthless Vows, she doesn't get a hug or an emotional reunion. No, she gets denial. Cold, confused, soul-crushing denial. Roman doesn't remember her, doesn't recognize her, and yes, it hurts exactly as much as you think it would. Now here's where things get twisted. Roman starts having these little flashbacks, moments, instincts. He doesn't remember Iris, but something about her sticks. It tugs at the corners of his mind, messes with his perfectly curated propaganda persona. And because the universe enjoys chaos, these flickers of memory come at the worst possible times. Like when he's supposed to be lying to the public or murdering someone on Dacre's behalf. Inconvenient! But let's not forget that Iris is done playing games. She's not going to sit around and wait for Roman's memories to reappear on a silver platter. No, she does what any self-respecting heroine would do. She throws herself deeper into the rebellion, risks her life on a daily basis, and weaponizes her grief like a pro. One of the emotionally gut-wrenching scenes comes when Iris writes a new letter, knowing Roman may never read it. She puts everything into it, every ounce of hope, pain, and defiance. The ink bleeds like a wound, and when she finishes, she burns it. Because sometimes closure is setting your feelings on fire. Therapeutic! Also, side note, Dacre is more terrifying than ever in this book. He's not just playing puppet master, he's actively expanding his reach, seizing cities and recruiting new soldiers with the promises of immortality and control. And guess what? It's working. People are desperate. The world is falling apart. And Roman? He's starting to suspect that maybe, just maybe, working for a dark god with a superiority complex isn't the vibe. He starts digging into the truth, secretly, quietly. He uncovers whispers of who he used to be, about the letters he once wrote, about the girl he may have loved. It's the slowest burn of a redemption arc, but it burns all the same. Let's talk about the betrayal, because there's always betrayal, and when Roman finally realizes the depth of Dacre's manipulation, it hits hard, not just because he's been used, but because he's helped Dacre hurt innocent people. And that guilt, that shame, it becomes his fuel. Roman goes from reluctant soldier to double agent real fast, and the stakes? They skyrocket. Meanwhile, Iris isn't just sitting in the trenches writing letters to nobody. Oh no, she's actively trying to destroy Dacre's influence, investigating the magical ties that are holding the world hostage. And through it all, she never loses her voice. Her power is in the truth, raw, unfiltered truth, and she's using every word like a weapon. And then, because this book enjoys emotionally drop-kicking us, the moment happens, Iris and Roman come face to face. No slow-motion reunion, no swelling music, no running into each other's arms, just sheer, ice-cold reality. Roman stands there looking at her like she's a stranger, while Iris is barely holding herself together. And it wrecks her. You can practically hear her heart crack in half. She's staring at the man who once poured his soul into every letter, the man whose words saved her again and again. And now, he doesn't know her, not even a flicker of recognition. It's not just painful, it's existentially cruel. Because Iris isn't just seeing Roman alive, she's seeing him gone, and that's a whole different kind of grief. And then comes the moment we've been waiting for. Roman tells her. He tells Iris that he's the one who wrote those letters, that even if he doesn't remember her, some part of him knows. The scene is quiet, almost anticlimactic compared to the chaos around them, but it's devastatingly intimate. Iris doesn't know whether to kiss him or scream, because the man in front of her is both a stranger and the love of her life. And she's been holding this grief alone for so long, it's almost a relief to share it, even if it comes with more pain. And here's the kicker. Iris kind of suspected it. She had this gnawing feeling in her gut, this echo in her chest that the person behind those words was Roman. So when he says it, there's no shock. Just a sad, quiet confirmation of the truth she's known all along. She knew his heart, even when he didn't know his own. Now, let's pause and talk about Iris's family. Because this girl, she didn't just wake up emotionally resilient. She was forged in hardship. Her brother was drafted into the war, her mother passed away, and her father is drowning in grief and addiction. Iris has had to carry the emotional weight of an entire broken household while still showing up for the world. That kind of strength doesn't come easy. It's no wonder she finds solace in the words she writes. They're the only place where she can fully be herself. Toward the end of the book, the plot absolutely explodes. Roman switches sides fully and puts his life on the line to help Iris. The two of them are finally fighting together instead of being kept apart by fate and dark magic. And the chemistry? Still nuclear. Their relationship is messy and complicated and raw, but it works. And let's not gloss over the war itself, because it's no longer just a backdrop. It's a full-blown monster devouring everything in sight. Cities are rubble. Families are gone. The lines between magic and violence blur until they're indistinguishable. The rebellion is outnumbered, outgunned, and running on sheer desperation. And yet, amid all the carnage, Iris and Roman become something unshakable. They're not just lovers or allies, they're symbols of memory, of resistance, of what it means to fight for something bigger than yourself. Even when the world is falling apart around you. The war doesn't end neatly because it's not that kind of story, but it does end with fire, with grit, and with two broken people choosing to rise anyway. The rebellion ramps up, people are dying, cities are falling, magic is becoming unstable, and Iris and Roman are thrust into the heart of it all, trying to hold the pieces of their world together with nothing but ink and grit. And somewhere in that chaos, they find each other again. Not the way they were, but the way they need to be now. And in the final act, the story swells into this chaotic blend of war, sacrifice, and love. Iris makes impossible choices. Roman risks everything. And together, they give us a finale that's equal parts devastating and hopeful. It's not a clean win, it's not a perfect ending, but it's honest. And that's what makes it so powerful. So, to sum up, emotional devastation? Check. War-torn romance with amnesia? Double check. Sarcasm barely masking your emotional collapse? Triple check. Characters who weaponize truth and love to take down literal gods? Obviously. Ruthless Vows doesn't pull its punches. It dares you to feel, to hope, to break, and then stitches you back together with just enough thread to survive the next chapter. Good luck. You're going to need it. Now go cry in a corner and pretend it's just allergies. And hey, if you survived this recap and want more emotional destruction with a side of sarcasm, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss another book breakdown. Misery loves company after all.